Persona 5 is back again. Let's begin. Welcome back to another episode, guys. Let's get into talking about what we're getting this week. And of course, this week we're getting the Persona 5 crossover, Essence 1 and Essence 2 returning. So let's talk a little bit about that. During this event, there's going to be multiple different parts to the event. There's going to be the challenge letter to the Phantom Thieves event, where you share the event to be able to choose a reward, either 10 Persona 5 Essence 1s, 10 Persona 5 Essence 2s, or 800 inspirations. I think you can only choose one of them as far as I can tell. And if you participate in the event, you'll be able to get the A-tier pet Morgana and a ton of Persona 5 essences and probably some things like clues, fragments, and spyglasses and stuff like that, as far as we know. There's also going to be the event Phantom Thieves Channel. You have to share messages in the event, I guess we'll see how that works, to be able to receive Persona 5 crossover portraits, including the Munehisa Iwai, Tai Takemi, Sojiro Sakura, Sadayo Kawakami, and Toranosuke Yoshida. I messed all those names up, I'm sorry. Those are portraits that we're going to be getting. And in the store, you'll be able to find the Persona 5 Royale crossover special package, where you can choose one of these options. You can either get 5 Persona 5 Essence 1s, 5 Persona 5 Essence 2s, or 400 inspirations. Each package will cost 288 echoes, and you can buy that package up to 6 times. But I think most people are actually excited about the actual essences themselves, so let's talk about the Persona 5 returning essences. So in Persona 5 Essence 1, we're getting the S tier skin for Acrobat called Ren Amamiya. I think that's how you say it, please correct me. The A tier for Forward called Ryuji Sakamoto. The A tier for Female Dancer called An Takamaki. The A tier for Embalmer called Yusuke Kitagawa. I'm having a ton of difficulty pronouncing all of these names, I'm sorry. And we'll be able to get an emote, portrait, graffiti, and more. In the Persona 5 Essence 2, you'll be able to get the S tier skin called Goro Akechi for First Officer. The A tier for Coordinator called Makoto Nijima. The A tier for Mechanic called Futaba Sakura. And the A tier for Gardener called Haru Okumura. It was so hard. There's also going to be an emote, portrait, graffiti, and more in that essence as well. These skins will all be able to be upgraded essentially into different forms by getting this special currency, I'm assuming called Soul of Resistance. I'll talk a little bit later about how you get those, but let's talk about what you get if you upgrade your skins. You'll be able to get the S tier Joker, the A tier Skull, the A tier Panther, the A tier Fox, the S tier Crow, the A tier Queen, the A tier Oracle, and the A tier Noir. So each of the skins that I just mentioned in the previous essences, so Essence 1 and Essence 2, they can all be upgraded into their like superhero form essentially. How do you upgrade these skins? Well, as far as I understand, it's called Awakening, and this is I think how it works, but I'm not completely sure about this one. But every 6 essences that you open of one of the essences, so you can't spread them between the 2 essences, you will receive Soul of Resistance, that is a currency. And if you get 10 of said Souls of Resistance, you can then awaken an A tier skin. So that could be maybe the Female Dancer one, or maybe the Embalmer skin, or whatever it is that you choose. If you want to awaken the S tier skin, you need to get 30 Souls of Resistance. That's quite a lot higher. To be able to awaken them, at least as far as we understand, you'll go into your skin section where you select a skin for your character, and there should be a button there to awaken them. There's also mention that he's put something to do with an email. It says after you draw 6 draws of a crossover essence, you'll receive an awaken prop in your email. I don't really know how this is going to interact with what we just mentioned. So who knows what the system's actually going to be until the day of release. So we will see, but that's the basic idea of what's going to happen. If you're worried, if you actually opened up some essences back when we first had the crossover, well, don't worry, because you'll keep those draws. So it will kind of keep the progress that you had when you opened. So if you opened up 30 essences, then it will stay at 30 and you'll be able to keep on climbing, so you get closer to that guaranteed A tier or S tier that you want. Oh, and an extra mini event that's happening connected to Persona 5. There's also a Twitter event, and if you share the Twitter post that they've got on Twitter, and that share gets up to 200,000 times, so everyone shares it 2,000 times in total, we'll be getting a special crossover portrait called Caroline and Justine. Really, really cool. Okay, another thing that we're getting this week is we're getting some character days. On August 4th, we're getting Weeping Clown's character day. That's going to be his 3rd character day, meaning he's going to be getting an animated graffiti. I'm a big fan of playing Weeping Clown. I'm looking forward to getting his animated graffiti. And on the exact same day, coincidentally, we're getting Smiley Face's character day. This is going to be his 5th character day, meaning that his reward is going to be a wall hanging portrait. It's kind of suspicious that Weeping Clown and Smiley Face have a character day on the same day. I wonder why that is. let's move over to talk about what's coming from the future. So we've had a little bit of news about an event that's coming up, not this week, but the following week on August 8th. And the event is called Dream Invitation Event. It seems to be connected to like a Valentine's style summer theme. And there are going to be some rewards for this event. The rewards include a room music piece and an event portrait that has like a star being picked out of a river or something like that. And this event will be bringing back a ton of content to the store, and it will be bringing back the S tier skin for patient called Luminary, and the accessory that goes along with that called Stargazer, the S tier skin for psychologist called Everlasting Night, and the accessory that is an A tier that goes along with that called Night Star. We'll also be able to purchase the A tier accessory for photographer called Tenderness, the pets Gary and Frecky that are like the wolves that have the interaction with each other, and the special S tier furniture piece called Hymn of the Tide that is an interactable swing that I think multiple people can sit on. As far as I know, all of these items in the store should be worth exactly the same amount as they usually are. So if they usually cost echoes and fragments, then they'll cost the same. If they cost echoes and clues, then that will be the same thing. So that's pretty cool. We've also had some news about a crossover that's happening right now. It's a very weird crossover. It's Identity 5 having a crossover with the special app called FaceMoji. It's a keyboard app, and in that keyboard, if you download it, there are actually some Identity 5 stickers that you can use with that keyboard. And apparently they're also saying that next month, as far as I understand, this is my interpretation of what they said, there's going to be an IDV themed keyboard skin in the app, so you can have an Identity 5 keyboard. Very interesting. I personally won't be downloading it, but maybe some of you are very interested in doing that. I don't know anything about FaceMoji though. Do your own research. And a quick reminder that next week on August 8th, we should be getting the new game mode that's called the Copycat Gamemode, and we should probably get some more details this week as, you know, we get closer to it releasing. I'm looking forward to actually playing it myself and getting my hands on it and seeing what's going on. I don't really play too many game modes personally. I usually only play like Duo Hunter mode and Tarot mode, apart from Quick Match and Rank, of course. I'm not really someone that plays the other alternate game modes unless I have a challenge to do so. But yeah, it will be okay to experience another game mode. This is like the 7th or 8th game mode already. I don't really know. You see that video on the screen right now? Click on that video so you can see exactly what YouTube recommends that you should watch next.